I'm Jacqueline Madison.
And I'm Rachel Flynn.
And welcome to the Waterloo School Students News West High Edition.
Learning and executing leadership qualities is a priority for Waterloo students.
And that is why a team of student leaders from East and West High Schools are coming together to brainstorm ways to make this happen.
Here are highlights from a recent all-day summit.
Bullying is mean behavior that brings people down, hurts their feelings, and can physically harm them.
It's a great honor. I think everyone takes it as an honor. We all enjoy being on this team, have our voice be heard from the whole student body from every point of view.
I take it as a big honor to be a part of it, and I enjoy being on the team because I feel like I get a part in putting my voice into issues in the district.
Today we brought together both high schools to go through bullying data that we collected from last year's IS3 survey, which is also the Iowa Youth Survey. And our main focus is bullying within our buildings. What's the data telling us? What do the kids see? And then how, in the end, we're going to start creating some action plans to build that through the school year.
We've had a seminar at Hoover where we invited students to come listen to a speaker, and we've just been discussing it with students through surveys and just different things to be aware of bullying around them.
The issue with bullying was such a light topic coming from years before, no one saw it as a big issue. I think that these teams like this and meetings like this have actually come a far ways with handling these issues and making it more of a big deal.
It's a good process for them. They're excited to see this because it's their voice that we're working off of. And then we go and say, okay, this is what we're hearing, now what do you see, and then how can we come approach this as a group? So they're excited because it does give them a lot of ownership back in their building about what they're trying to do and the impact that they're trying to have.
We'll take back our data and kind of share it, and hopefully today we can get some new ways of how to spread this awareness of bullying or other things and use that to inform our students.
Today we realize that we have a lot of the same problems, and it's easy to get together and get the same issues with dress code and bullying.
Just kind of hearing East and how similar they are to West, and we might be rivals, but we actually have a lot in common where we can relate and talk about what we need to fix and what we have done.
It's their schools, it's their buildings. We're just there to help them along the way and facilitate their learning, what they need from us. And so it gives them ownership to take it back to their peers. And we know that has more power and impact too when they're hearing it from each other and not an adult.
You may have heard about positive behavior interventions and supports being used in our district.
That is a mouthful. So around here, we simply call it PBIS.
Let's check out how it is working in Bunger Middle School in Waterloo.
They have awesome teachers. It's a fun school, do a lot of activities.
We basically get one of these if you do something smart, safety, manners, achievement, responsibility, or trustworthiness. The teacher will hand you one of these.
5 Smarties to play, 3 to watch, and then we can go out to eat with whatever staff member we want for 50 Smarties, and I'm doing that today.
PBIS stands for Positive Behavior Interventions and Support, and what that does here at Bunger is we have our own acronym just like every other school does, and ours is SMART. We have the students right away when they come learn all about what that looks like. So we have different displays in the hallway, different displays in each classroom as a constant reminder that when we're here at Bunger, we're respectful to one another and we take this really seriously.
And I really saw a turn in how we discipline students. We no longer look at it as discipline, but we look at it as a reaction. How do we react to the behavior in order to help the student change the behavior, as opposed to sending them out to the hall or sending them to the office or sending them to in-school. We have an in-school suspension room now that's empty a lot of times because we're working to keep the kids in the classroom.
As a counselor, I'm huge on reflections. I feel like the more you're self-aware of what's happening with you and your behavior, the quicker you can fix it and learn from it. And so that just says, what did I do to get in trouble? What should I have done? What SMART thing, could I work on? And I think that's something that we do that is really beneficial for middle schoolers, just transitioning in general.
We saw a huge decrease in referrals, especially our first few years. Last year we targeted disrespect and defiance. It was something we really saw a need for. Saw a huge decrease in referrals, and that's one of the reasons we were asked then to present at the national conference in Chicago. That was really great for Josie and I to see what other schools are doing outside the district to try to implement some new things that might help us as well.
Every Monday for one whole semester, we focused on what it means to be respectful. And so we really focused on that, and we dropped our numbers from the year before from 107 down to 25 for the year.
PBIS at Bunger is really part of what we do. We don't look at it as another initiative. We don't look at it as something extra. It's really part of our foundation. It's ingrained in our students. It's ingrained in our teachers.
PBIS is completely successful because of our staff. It's possible for any middle school to do this, and as long as you have staff that believes in it, administration that believes in it, your kids will believe in it too.
That was a neat story.
Yes, it was.
Students at another Waterloo middle school, Hoover, are stepping up their game in vocal performance. Check out these clips of the choir. We are going to be having a performance at the Gallagher Blue Dorn with Waterloo Cedar Falls Symphony and the Metropolitan Chorale, and it's a really big honor.
We were chosen, and also now we get to be able to be a part of this entire thing about the Holocaust, and we get to be which is basically everything it's about is the children.
To Be Certain of the Dawn is about the Holocaust. It has many pieces together to show the story of the Holocaust and the children, the adults, and it's going to be pretty huge, and it's probably going to get pretty emotional.
I'm excited for the music because it's going to be really intense. It's going to build up.
I'm going to be looking forward to going to the Gallagher Blue Dorn and actually being on stage, not being in the audience watching people perform, but with everybody coming together to perform these pieces, it's going to be a really great honor to be up there on stage and representing Hoover.
It makes me feel so proud because just to know that I've gone this far to the big stage. It's wonderful. I mean, it's a great experience to be able to have been able to sing with all these people who are professionals and get kind of a look at what it would be like if we actually went into the music career.
I've been in the talent show and in chorus concerts at Hoover, but I don't think it's going to be anything compared to being in Gallagher Blue Dorn. This huge opportunity, it could be like once in a lifetime.
They sounded wonderful. Veterans Day is never overlooked by Waterloo schools. In fact, this year, like every year, special events are planned to highlight it.
Here are West High JROTC cadets helping Highland Elementary students write letters to the troops overseas.
We invited the Air Force Junior ROTC unit over from West High School to come over and help us write veterans letters, welcome home letters for troops that are coming home, as well as holiday cards to troops that are overseas. So they came over and worked with our 3rd grade and kindergarten kids and wrote those different letters. So the kids got to meet each other and work together.
I enjoyed talking to them and learning what they know and just what they think about the military. And I liked how they had me draw things and asked me how to spell things. I felt like I was helping them out a lot.
The 3rd grade showed videos on what it meant to be a veteran. They read a lot of read-alouds in class. They talked about serving our country, what it meant to be a soldier, an airman. So they had all of that background knowledge to build on, and then when they came time to actually write it, the kids really understood what it meant to say thank you to the veteran. They knew that it was a sacrifice that they were thanking them for.
We were making a Christmas card to the veterans. It made me feel really happy, and the reason it made me feel really happy is that I know that it's going to somebody who has served or is still serving for us.
It made me feel happy, just really super happy to know that they're actually getting cards from other people so they can celebrate Christmas just a little bit.
Anytime we can provide positive role models for our students at the elementary level is a great opportunity. It's a win-win for everybody. So the high school kids get to have an outreach to the little guys in the community and get to help them appreciate the veterans, but then the little guys also get those really strong role models of high school students to see what paths they might take as far as making good choices and being active in the high school. So it's a win-win for us and for West High, as well as for the community in which the veterans letters went out to.
They've given a lot to serve our country. No matter what, show them as much respect as you can. They deserve it.
They've done great things. They've risked their lives for us and our freedom. I appreciate them so much, and hopefully one day I'll be one.
I just want to say to these veterans out there, Thank you for serving in the Army to keep us safe from harm.
Thanks for joining us for this WSSN broadcast. And on behalf of all of us at West High, happy holidays.